Good evening. It's Tuesday Night Live. And
Hmm.
one thing's for sure, just like every other night on Tuesday night, Julie, you and I are here, right?
Yeah, we are. I actually missed last week, but I'm glad to be back this week. It's kind of funny. Last week is whenever my garage caught on fire.
Oh, that's right.
And today, what's crazy is everything from the fire has been fixed. It's painted. I went out there. It's like a brand new garage outside. So I'm just like, like a new, refreshing. Also, it's great too. If you look outside, I mean, things are starting to bloom. I don't know about you, but that makes a huge difference to me and the way because you're coming out of winter and fall and it's like everything's like dark and gloomy and you look outside and all this, everything's starting to bloom. So I'm in a super excited mood, not to mention, got another deal virtually today. So I'm super pumped.
That is absolutely awesome. That is absolutely awesome. We're doing what everybody else is doing, right? We're doing
Mhm.
things virtually right now. We're doing it from our own homes. I'm here at our lake house. I actually changed the view. I usually like to do it in front of open windows, and so you could see the lake. But last week, people were saying they can't hear me, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I got to go in some goofy place here with a backdrop. But Rafa, like a good guy, took responsibility, and I probably should have been right in front of the windows again tonight. But I'm just gonna hang here. And Julie, you're at your place, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm here at home in Dahlonega, Georgia. In one of my spare bedrooms. Actually, my office used to be kind of in my loft, and it didn't bother me until I started, really working from home. Like, Lord, as much as I love my family, I need a space to go by myself. So, sorry for my guests that come and visit me. You're just gonna have to sleep in the loft now.
It's let's face it, with everything going on out in the world today, and we're definitely going to address some of that here as we get started here shortly. A
Hmm.
lot of us are doing things we aren't used to doing.
Hmm.
I know you probably more than anyone. You're a huge proponent of we have to have offices, we have to have offices, we have to have people come to offices, and I know you're huge in that. And I bet probably just a year ago, probably 4 months ago, you wouldn't have thought that your headquarters is going to be right out of one of your
No,
bedrooms, would you?
I wouldn't. I would never, never, ever imagine that. I would never imagine. Let me show you something funny. I would never imagine in my wildest years that my office would have the space for my extra socks. Like, I don't know what I'm like, oh, great. I was sitting here working today and my feet got cold. And I'm like, oh, wow, I could just turn around and get some socks out of the drawer.
Man, I tell you what, I wonder how many people across the world are going through things like that. I mean, it is,
Mhm.
it's funny. I was listening today on the radio, and again, this is all just Julie and I battering back and forth. We got big night planned for you guys today. We just have so many people logging on. We want to give them a minute or two. But like I heard that after 9/11, a lot of people actually got laid off, as we know, in the United States. A lot of companies found was that, after all of that passed, what a lot of companies found, they just did not need all these employees. So that was the big aha of 9/11 for a lot of corporations, that they really didn't need as many employees now as they had back then. Now it's turning out that the big aha for a lot of companies is going to be they don't need offices. I mean, everyone has been forced into this virtual environment. You know, uh, tons of us are still hitting it big time, not slowing down, not missing a beat. And they said that's gonna be the big economic aha for a lot of corporations after all this passes, is that a lot of companies are gonna realize that, man, I don't need huge office space. Matter of fact, there was a huge IPO about ready to launch for, I think it's called We Space or We, we're in that shared space environment. And literally because of this, they're like, they don't think they're gonna go public
The
anymore. Like,
WeWork, you're talking about like WeWork, like the one in Atlanta?
maybe that's what it is. We work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just realizing that all these companies are now going to be like, man, we can get our people from, and there's technologies out there now that like supervises people, like how much time they're actually spending on the computer. Whereas before this technology is used by these major sites like Elance and O-Work or whatever
Mhm.
it's called. Now employees are realizing, man, I could put that onto my laptop and pass these laptops up to my employees and I could see what's being done. So again, it's just, it's one of those things. It's a change. Sometimes change is where we want it to be. Sometimes change is not where we want it to be. But the bottom line is you got to either adapt or, get out. So, yeah, a lot of different things. So Julie, I know you always like to know, and we're going to get started here in just a couple minutes, where everyone is dialing in from. So tell us where you're
I would like to say Shane actually is in Cumming, which is where our office is, where I was actually born and raised. Shane Ray is in Cumming. Brad Woods is always with us on Tuesday nights. Brad, I'm so thankful for you always being here. Brad's over there in Marietta. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Sherry. Lucretia's from Smyrna. Randall's from Los Angeles. Francisco from South Florida, Indiana, Renton, Washington, Dennis from Vallejo, California, Nick from Illinois. Hey, Julian from Atlanta. Glad to have you on tonight. Alabama, Raquel from Houston. Hey, listen, if I ever butcher people's names, please do not hold it against me, okay? Because that's not my strong suit, but continue to let us know where we are, as we're all, working from home or we're spending a lot of time at home. It's kind of like getting to spend some time with other people. So it's neat to know where everybody's from, right? Sal from Snellville, Kenny from Nashville, right? Man, I hated that about Kenny Rogers. That just when you said Kenny from Nashville, it made me think about, Kenny Rogers that, we just recently lost. Mark from Portland, Oregon. Jason from Oakland, California. Naomi from New Jersey. So glad to have you on this evening. Thanks for popping on. I'm so excited to share with you guys tonight how how we're going to show you a lot about virtual investing, right? And I don't even know why, but actually Peter and I did virtual investing for years, okay? I think before it was even cool, right? And I didn't even realize that, like, that's what we were doing until like a month ago, whenever all this stuff kind of went down. You were like, Julie, this is how we got years. And I'm like,
some deals, but like hundreds and thousands of deals.
Yes.
It's crazy. You're right. We weren't even calling it virtual back then. We were just, to us back then, it's just how we did things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was every day at the office. So, but you know what, Julie, that's a great segue into what we want to talk to you guys about. Look, guys, here's mine. We've kind of gone over the State of the Union in the last couple of years. I don't think we need to spend too much more time doing that. By now, everybody knows what's going on. And everyone is affected in some way or another. Let's face it. I don't think there's a person listening to us today. I don't think there's a person in any of our lives that is not somehow affected by what's transpiring. So we're not going to have to spend too much time talking about whether or not you're affected. But what we want to share with you today is this incredible things that's actually taken place right here for us corporately. Because reality is this, guys, there is obviously a horrific situation going on out there right now. I mean, let's face it, when you're dealing with death, there's no other way to spin it. There's no positive to death. That is what is taking place. That is what's happening. We're not here to address that. We are here to address what it is that we are doing. Because it's like anything else, guys. You're either part of what's taking place or you're being affected by what's taking place. But one way or another, you have to react to what is taking place. And if you're not, and hopefully no one up here right now is in dire health, no one here listening to us tonight is kind of on the edge of life, which we know a lot of people are. But if you're in a position that Julie and we are all corporately in, whereas you're still standing, then the reality of the situation is this. There's also no way to spin this. The reality it is we have been set up from a real estate investing perspective, we think in the most positive, incredible way to take advantage of the surroundings today. Most importantly, beyond that, take that success, take the momentum that could be created and move it right through what's going to take place. And all of this is going to come to an end. We all know too. And literally not just weather the storm, but profit during the storm and hit the ground running once the storm is over. So guys, I want to tell you, first of all, the way I like to always start these out, there's two types of people listening to us tonight. Some of you guys already are partners. And guys, I'm telling you, incredible things are taking, like Julie calls me last night. She's like, Pete, unbelievable record-setting day. And you know, when people call you and say those things, especially in the environment we're in, that could be like, ooh, like, what do you mean? Like a bad record or something? She's like, I had more scheduled partner calls yesterday than I've ever had in our partnering model. And let me tell you something, and I'm sure Julie can get into it here in a couple minutes. These are not people sitting, sulking, underneath their tables, underneath their desks, trying to figure out a way to get out. These are people that are like flat out excited about not excited about what's taking place, but excited about the opportunities that are taking place as a result of that. And our partners are literally on fire right now. I could tell you, I've been talking to more of our partners than I have probably in months, just because we have kind of break up our corporate responsibilities here. But I'm talking about to you all more than I have in months upon months. And I could tell you there's flat out excitement. There's no other way to spin this thing about being in this specific industry right now. And some of you guys are partners, and welcome. We love that you're here. We're so fired up about you guys joining us. This is another way that you interact with us. Obviously, for those of you that are full-fledged partners, some of you guys are interacting with us on a daily basis. You're getting the leads from us. You know, we're providing funding for you on the right deals. Our construction team helps you sell, fix it. So for those of you that are partners here tonight, this is just another way to stay tight during times like this, and we're so glad you guys are here. The other set of people here tonight, you're not quite our partners yet. You're checking us out. You're feeling us out. I could tell you right now, guys, I feel like this is the time for you to take the plunge. This is the time for you to get started, because here's the reality. Because of what's taking place right now, what it's doing, it's creating motivation in the marketplace. We know that, right? People are panicking. For many people, rightfully so. They're losing their jobs, they're losing their businesses. And what happens when people panic in situations, especially an economic situation, and right now, really, it's more of an economic situation than a health situation. Thank God for so many people. But having said that, economic situations are real. And so what happens during economic situations is people need to get liquid, okay? That's it. That's what happens. You want to get tight. You want to save, and you want to get access to as much cash as possible, because people don't know how long this is going to last, okay? And so guess what happens when people need to get liquid? They sell things, right? Not very many average Americans have just like gobbles and gobbles of cash, right? We as Americans are taught to invest, put our money into instruments that make money over time and stuff like that. So panic happens, liquidity needs to take place, people sell. You know, they're not out there selling glasses. You know, what am I going to sell this for? $3? That's really not going to care. It's not going to pay the mortgage on this place. I can tell you that. They're selling things that can make an impact on their lifestyle right now. Happens to be real estate. So a lot of people are selling their second homes, rental homes, things like that. Guess what, guys? We're in a business of buying homes, right? And buying real estate and doing great deals and helping people as a result, right? So that's the first thing that's taking place. But there's something unusual taking place right now that makes our partner opportunity better than it has been ever since we started. And that is this. Banks are letting loose with their money right now, okay? Banks are making it very easy for people like investors to come invest and do like larger deals, except in one environment, single family environment. And actually what's happening in the single family environment, money's being contracted right now, okay? Because what happens is almost all of that money comes from hedge funds, okay? Because it comes through hedge funds to hard money guys to investors. Now is one segment that's pulling back, because hedge funds, the way they raise their money is they go to, like, let's say high net worth individuals. Again, they raise their money from people that are starting to have capital calls on them. So hedge funds, very interestingly, are tight right now. They're not letting loose of their money. And the single family money is coming from hedge funds. So here's what we're experiencing in the industry. tremendous opportunities, tremendous motivation, tremendous abilities to buy things at a way discounted price, but the money sources are getting tight. I mean, it's like, you see this opportunity and you go to the guy you're borrowing from, and he's like, I can't, I'm stuck, because in the end, all of their money comes from the hedge funds. Even more important, why our partnering program works better than it has. Because in our partnering program, not only do we coach you, mentor you, generate leads for you, but when the right deal comes along, we provide you the capital to buy these deals, because our capital is not dried up, okay? Our capital is just fine. We're very solvent, we're very liquid, and we're stronger than we ever have been. So another reason why if you see the opportunities, being part of our partnering program is better than it ever has been. And for those of you that are ready to start doing deals like immediately, all you need to do is go to www.partnerdriven.com, www.partnerdriven.com. You'll learn more about our partnering opportunity. Put your information in there, and let's go. By the way, I don't do this. I haven't done this in months. I've only done this like a little bit ago, but I'm going to do it one more time. For those of you that are ready to start doing deals and you're serious, not just tire kicking, not just asking for information, but ready to start today to invest into yourself, you can call me directly after this tonight at 404-915-9685. I'm not in the practice of giving out my cell phone, but right now we're seeing opportunities and we want more partners.
Yeah, and so actually, Peter, now that you say that, I mean, I know that you already know this, but we're already closing on, we had like 3 BC contracts go into effect between Friday and Monday. We got 3 closings in California, 1 in Vegas, 1 in Commerce, Georgia, Chicago, Virginia, Ohio. This is just in the last like couple of days, Pete. I mean, obviously you know that. I'm like telling you like you don't know already, but. Well,
what I do know is what I've been saying, and Julie, you know this as well as I do. The opportunities are here, and we're either going to take advantage or not. So, and again, guys, we are lined up for this. For instance, here's the thing we decided to do here. Literally just a couple weeks ago, we made a huge pivot corporately, because one of the things we do is we give both our partners and non-partners the ability to connect with us in live environments. Well, we feel that is a huge, huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity to see us, get to know us, work with us on a one-to-one basis, see really what it takes to, let's say, make a seller call, overcome objections, negotiate on the phones. That live environment has existed with us for a little while. And a couple of weeks ago, we were literally at the point where we had an next live event going on. Well, guys, guess what's going on literally over the nation? Cancel, 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 cancel. We don't cancel. What we did is we put our live environment in a virtual environment. And I think Rafa before this said it's like deal maker raw. I don't know where he got that. Sounds like a wrestling match or something. But we have a first virtual event here just a couple weeks ago. I was literally right here doing it. Julie joined me because she's literally only about 30 minutes up the road. And we spent a whole day with with individuals just like you all here today. And we were literally, it was teaching. It was just like, and it was all about contacting sellers. We feel that the ability to contact sellers is probably one of the most important skill sets that you need as an investor. Because if you understand how to contact sellers in a right strategic way, you can literally screw up every facet of this business. Behind that, you could still do deals, right? You just play the numbers game, right? If you're brilliant at the basics, and contacting sellers is the basics. If you're brilliant at the basics, you're going to be very successful all the way through the process. So we invest a lot of time, effort, energy into teaching individuals across the United States how to correctly contact sellers. So for the whole day, we spend in a virtual environment, just like we're doing with you guys today, except in a very interactive format, teaching what we've done to literally set tens upon tens upon tens of thousands appointments with sellers, both virtually, both face-to-face, in any kind of environment. What kind of sellers to call, what to say, how to pivot, how to overcome objections, how to make sure you got a correct seller as opposed to a tire kicker. And then what we did is we took those individuals that are part of the live environment with us, and we actually, and really Julie did most of it. She worked with those people on the one-to-one basis for the next week and a half, and she practiced making these calls. She scripted them. She went over objections with them. So I could tell you, all those people that would have been in a live environment got the exact same, except now they got more attention through the virtual environment. And guys, let me tell you something. There's probably about 8 or 9 hours of recorded information. For those of you that stay through this whole webinar, I'm going to tell you how you can get all of that literally delivered to you on a silver platter. But Julie, you were so involved in this virtual training. Walk us through a little bit what you did with them Saturday, and then what you've been doing with them in small group environments since that Saturday.
Well, what's really, amazing about it is it's for me, and I want to step back just a little bit, okay, and kind of give you, how I feel about the way things are, okay? A lot of us go and buy, a lot of you out there are looking for deals on MLS. Wouldn't you agree? And guys, the chat box is always here for you. I'm seeing what you're typing in there. I know a lot of us are looking for deals on MLS, right? A lot of you are looking for deals from other wholesalers, okay? My belief, the best deals come whenever you understand how to get deals direct to seller, okay? No matter what your exit strategy is, whether it's maybe you're fixing and flipping, maybe you're wholesaling, maybe you're doing buy and holds, maybe subject twos and lease options is your game, right? If you do not know how to talk to sellers, it's going to be very hard to get those deep discounted prices and be able to talk to those people like that, right? So I believe if you focus your time and energy working direct to seller, right, then you will have the capability to always feed yourself in this business. All right. Like even for me, when all this stuff went down, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I came a little bit nervous, right? But one ability that I do have is I do have the ability to pick up the phone and call someone and build a relationship with them. I could build a relationship with someone over the phone and ask some great questions that'll let me know whether or not a deal is a deal, okay? So when you're talking to a seller on the phone, and play along with me, guys, when you're talking to a seller on the phone, and normally you're used to like setting an appointment, right, to maybe just come see the property. To be able to put a house under contract over the phone, what do you think you might be missing? What part of the equation would you be missing whenever if you're just setting appointments, which by the way, people aren't wanting to do appointments right now, right? So what are some things that people might be missing that you might need to know about the house to make an offer for it? And by the way, I'm going to give you guys something tonight that's I've learned how to ask this one particular question that will help you with the answer here. So I don't see anybody putting the information in the chat, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Crystal and Tom, thank y'all. The condition of the home, right? So with technology, just like our deal-driven app, by the way, Jeffrey, Brad, we have a revolutionary program called Deal-Driven, where you're most of the time going to be able to know how much they owe on the property, okay? Also, if you ask the question correctly, you can generally get how much they owe on the property anyway. But the biggest thing for me is what's the condition of the property, right? By the way, these scripts, the way I'm talking to sellers is something that I work with my partners on every day. This is something that I'm working with anybody that was in Dealmaker Live and even our 21-day deal challenge, because my goal for you is to be great at this, right? And to get as many properties under contract as possible, okay? So here it is. Listen up, guys. Here's the one question I ask that builds relationships, and then I can understand the condition of the home. You ready? Okay, good, good. All right, so I'm talking to a seller. I've already went through the beginning of the process. So, John, I would love to figure out the condition of the property so that I can make you an offer for it, right? So, John, let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, like 10 meaning you could eat off the floor, the property's moving ready, and it's in perfect condition. And like 1 meaning there ain't no floor, right? And 5 meaning there's a floor, but just barely. I mean, John, where would you say your property is on that scale? I don't know, a 7. Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Well, let me see, John. So for me to get the property from, let's say, like the 7 that you're talking about to a 10, I mean, John, how much do you think it would cost me to hire a licensed contractor to actually do the work? Right? What's going to happen is they're going to talk about that amount of money or how much money. Once they give me a number, I'm going to say, well, John, what is it that you would do? While he's telling me that, I'm writing down everything that he's saying, okay? Or she's saying to me. Now, you got to know whenever you're doing wholesaling or you're doing fix and flips or you're putting properties under contract via the phone, right? You need to know what the valuation is quickly on the property. You need to know pertinent information on who the owner of the property is, right? That would be super important. You might want to know how much somebody owes on that property. The only thing you're missing is the condition. So with using our technology deal driven, right? With using these awesome scripts and some of these tools that I'm telling you that I teach people every day, I am able to put houses under contract via the phone over and over and over again. Now, what do you think the biggest downfall of this strategy? And for me, it's actually not a downfall. Do you think sellers give you the right price of what it takes to fix their property? Your trusted people? No. Let me tell you, almost every time what they tell you that the property, what needs to be fixed up and how much it's going to cost is always wrong, right? But see, guys, that's okay because I use that as a negotiation tool once I've seen the property. Okay, that is a way for me to actually leverage what they said to me. And I'm not doing it to take advantage of nobody by no means. I just probably know a little bit more about construction than most people do. Okay, but I use that information. See, when you're negotiating a deal, it's not all about getting the price of that deal where you need to be on the first conversation, is it, Peter?
No, it's a starting point. Negotiations is a process.
Yes. Once you've got the house under contract, once you're talking to the seller, okay, and once you go view the property, okay, you're going to go out there and now you're going to have talking points with the seller. The more you talk to them about the condition of the property, the more they realize, the issues that are going on with it. If you're a seller and you're not in real estate, not thinking of all these things, right? So it's not like it's their fault that they mislead you with this information. It's simply that they just don't know, okay? Like I'm negotiating a deal right now, and when I originally talked to the seller, the electrical system was literally not even in the conversation. I did an inspection today, and the whole entire house needs the electrical changed. It's about 10 grand, by the way, to do that. So when I call to renegotiate tomorrow, now what do I have in my hand? Negotiation tools, okay? Because it doesn't matter whoever came and bought that property, they're going to find inevitably the same thing that I found. But see, I'm going to take that seller because, by the way, if you know me, I love people. I'm going to take that seller and I'm going to let them know what I found, right? And I'm going to work with them on getting that price down. So if you understand how to call people, okay, First, you got to know who to call, right? You got to know what deals are great to call. You got to have their phone numbers. You got to know the right areas. By the way, this is all stuff that we teach day in, day out, right? This is all stuff that we work with you on. But if you can put all of this stuff together, you can literally, with your computer, sit at home, find properties and meet these criterias. Pick up the phone, make new friends with people in your area that are potential sellers. Maybe you're going to be able to help people out of a situation, right? So I'm able to now sit at home and get deals under contract and close. And let me tell you, I don't talk about anything that I don't do myself. 100%, absolutely. I'm going to do it all day, every day. As much as I love working with you guys and I love coaching and working with people coming into this business, I love it, love it, love it. I love doing deals more. That's my passion. I'm never going to stop doing deals. I'm never going to stop working on deals. It's my favorite thing. It's like winning, right? I don't know. I'm a real competitive person. Maybe that's a wrong way to put it, but it's just, there's an excitement in the deal. Okay. So would you guys like me to show you how you guys can find deals at home?
Well, Julie, let me just say something. Let me just kind of tie all this together. Guys, what you just saw, and now I understand why Rafa called it raw. This is raw. This is what Julie did for 6 hours a couple weekends ago in our deal maker or live environment. We did it through virtually. I mean, I've been at it for 22 years in the real estate business. I've had some of the highest highs, some of the highest, some of the lowest lows. I've been through it all. I've talked to, at this point, there's no question, tens of thousands of sellers. I understand the art of getting more. I understand the art of negotiating. I could tell you, I've never seen anyone better at it than Julie. And what Julie did was just literally give you a 10-minute snippet of what you did for 6 hours straight in our virtual deal maker weekend 2 weekends ago. And remember, guys, here just a couple minutes, we're going to show you how to get access, how you can get access to that whole weekend recorded, where it was no hype, it was no fluff. It was just, here's what you got to do on a day-to-day basis to get sellers literally wanting to sell their properties to you at huge discounts. And this is what we've been doing, corporately as an investment company for many years. And Julie has been spearheading that. So I could tell you it was an amazing weekend. By the way, just in the next week or so, we're going to announce to you guys our next virtual live event. It's going to be, at a little bit higher level for a little bit more expert investors. And we're going to do some really cool things there. But literally, if you can listen to Julie in that environment for 6 hours straight. We recorded her. I don't know if she knew it. And again, tonight, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to all of that recordings. But here's the other thing, guys. It's not just talking to sellers, but in today's environment, and this is where Julie was heading here. I'm going to flip over to her in a minute. In today's environment, it's about getting information. Just 3 weeks ago, right? You can walk literally to your courthouse and you can gather information. Just 3 weeks ago, some of us can go out there and shake hands with people and network with people and pat them on the back and build relationships and network and get a hold of sellers that way and do all the traditional things that I've been doing for 22 some years, guys. But in today's environment, it's changed. In today's environment, we can't just go out there into a courthouse and gather information. In today's environment, if I know a seller is going to be at a networking event, I can't show up at that networking event and meet that seller because that networking event's canceled, right? So in today's environment, it is more important than ever to have technology available to you that literally all of that information that I just told you about could be gotten from your phone, guys. That's it. What if everything at the courthouse was accessible through here? What if you could literally sit on your phone right from where you're sitting right now and send, this is the zip code I live in. I want to find all the properties that have X amount of equity in there that are owned by owners that don't live in there, because high equity, non-owner occupied, create the biggest motivation. What if I could just click a couple buttons and identify all those properties?
Mm-hmm.
What if in today's environment, you can get on your phone and literally pretend you have a car and drive around wherever you want to drive, whether it's your neighborhood or, you know, in a town where you live, and you're literally driving, and you know you have the same street views as you would if you were driving. You happen to see a house, and you're like, wow, that's the kind of house we want to go over, right? You literally, again, this is all on your phone. You just point your thing, and you click a button on your phone. It'll say, Bob Smith owns this house. You click one more button, and you skip trace Bob's information, which means you get information about Bob, like, you know, how to contact Bob, where, you know, what Bob's cell phone is and all this. But if you could see that, oh my gosh, Bob's owned this thing for 40 years and he's got no mortgage on it, which makes it even more amazing. And your phone even tells you that, oh, by the way, Bob doesn't even live here anymore. I haven't lived here in 30 years. And you look at this house, you're like, no one lives in here, right? There's no tenant that lives in that house. What if you could do all of it? What if you could do it all from your phone? And 30,000 other things. What if literally in today's environment, you don't have to skip a beat? In today's environment, you can actually accelerate the growth of your business, because we already talked about motivation. We've already talked about opportunity. There's some limitations, what we cannot do in terms of like going out there and networking and knocking on doors and all that kind of stuff. But what if through technology, you could literally accelerate your growth? Well, it just so happens, again, none of us thought about this. None of us thought about this when 6 or 8 months ago, we started corporately developing what is now become the most amazing app in the real estate investing business. We didn't do it because of the virus. Nobody knew this, but we knew this is something that every investor needs. And it just so happens now that it's in full blown, you know, out mode, people all over the United States are getting on this app. It just so happens we're hit with something outside the world that makes this even more important.
Mm-hmm.
So Julie, I'm going to flip it back to you. Talk a little bit about a little bit what the Deal Driven app, what they have the ability to do, what the technology allows everyday investor to do, most importantly, right from the comforts of their own home.
Actually, if it's okay with y'all, do y'all mind me just showing you? I don't mind just to show you. And honestly, I want to show you in a way that it's not pre-planned, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want to show you how you can do virtual wholesaling anywhere in the United States, sitting where you are right now. So if you would, I need your help, guys. Okay. Now, by the way, I want to go ahead and let you know I'm looking for kind of blue collar working class areas, okay? Middle class areas. I'm not looking for to kind of show you the best thing here. So in the chat right now, let's put me on the spot. Go ahead and put a city and state in there, and I will go over live everyone how I find deals in that particular area. Okay? I want to do one I haven't looked for in a while. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do Akron, Ohio, actually.
That's where I grew up.
Maybe that's why I thought about that. That's what Raphael said, Akron, Ohio.
Okay, that's funny.
Okay, so let me go ahead to my screen. Oh, and by the way, guys, I haven't even told y'all this yet. But by the way, we have, for all the partners, everything that I'm about to show you is included, okay? For those of you that are partners and you're trying to see if this is right for you or not, and you want to, you know, learn and invest and grow, we have something called a 21-day deal challenge, where there's videos showing you exactly how to make these calls, how to do all of this, right? It also gives you 30-day free access to what I'm about to show you, as well as a one-time a week live coaching call done by myself or Peter, which is literally one of my favorite things to do. And by the way, I believe in it so much, and I believe in our product so much. We allow you to buy this product for just $1, right? I mean, if for just that $1, if all you got was 30-day access to Deal Driven, wouldn't it be worth it? Yeah, absolutely it would. So I'm going to show y'all. Give me just a second here. And let's hope my internet and everything holds up because I am on the hammer here right now. Okay. So, oh, let me go back. So I am in our program called Deal Driven. This is just some listing things. And by the way, I can build lists with filters, with equity, with all sorts of stuff. But I'm going to show you how I can do driving from dollars anywhere in the U.S. Okay. So I'm inside of, this is my personal account, by the way. I'm going to go here to where it says property search. I'm going to go to driving search. We also have a list building search feature, which by the way, I used to pay 8-10 cents a piece per per data that we used to pull, but now we do this at $1,000 a month at only $49, which is incredible. We wanted to make this product for everyone, but let's look at Akron, Ohio. Okay. So what it's done here is it's pulled me in the city center of Akron, Ohio. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Does everybody see little dots here? Right? If you look at the legend, and I'll scroll in here, you'll see the purple ones are vacants. The pink ones are no mail. The blue ones are non-owner occupied properties. Non-owner occupied is anybody that owns a property that they don't live in. No mail, that one's a little bit confusing, but I'm going to tell y'all why no mail is really cool. That means that the person at that property has had a recent mail change in the last 90 days. So something's happened at that property that made them want to move, right? Or made them want to change their mail in the last 90 days. So now that I'm here in Akron, Ohio, what do you think I'm going to be looking for? I'm going to go search for the dots, okay? When you're in an area and you see a neighborhood that has all of these things combined in it, Peter, what does that tell you?
You're in a good area, hodgepodge area.
A hodgepodge area, exactly. So I'm going to drive around a little bit here. Ooh, like, dude, I'm going to start calling Akron, Ohio, whoever that one is, whoever you are, right? Because I already see something cool here. Do you see this little area right here? There's blues, purples, pinks, all in one area. There's a green over here. So it's a cash buyer area. There's a lot of non-owner occs. I could go search around forever, okay? I hope everybody sees my point. Let me go look here. I'm going to go right here. I like this Woodland Avenue, Gale Street. Let's just go right here to Gale Place, okay? So what I did is I actually clicked on this road right here on one of the properties. And by the way, if you were to scroll in any closer, it's going to give you the mailbox numbers for that property, right? But I'm going to go and put myself in front of this house right here because it has a recent no mail, which means it's non-owner occupied. And by the way, it has a recent mail change in the last 90 days. Oh, and just with a quick look here, by the way, they have 93% equity and the evaluation of this property is $55,600. Let me show y'all something cool here. I could like talk about this for like 3 hours, y'all. So don't let me get on a tangent here. So I'm going to go right to this property right now via Google Earth. And you're probably thinking, oh man, everybody knows what Google Earth is, but I'm going to show you what's even cooler than that. So for those of you that's ever been around me knows I love driving for dollars. I love looking for things about properties that lead me to believe that they're in a distressed situation. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call them out for you tonight, right? Overgrown landscape, sheets in the windows instead of blinds. The gutters are hanging off the house, old cars in the yard, trash strewed everywhere. I want to show y'all from sitting in my home in Dahlonega, Georgia, which is like the hills of North Georgia, by the way, how I could get a deal done in Akron, Ohio. And I don't know anything really about Akron, Ohio, except for Peter's from there. And Raphael on our little chat gave us that name of that city. So, okay, so I'm going to drive down the street. Y'all see me driving? Actually, this house right here, I would place this house right here on my list, okay? If you want to, in the chat box, you can let me know why you think I would. I'll tell you why. The grass has grown up around this property. Get another little bit of a different view here. The roof's got a little bit of damage. I can already tell by looking at this that the looks to me like the why am I forgetting the name? Oh, a chimney. You know, it's had some recent work. It's got a new thing here. But I want to know more about this property, right? I'm probably killing y'all to death here, scrolling around. All I've got to do is just by Google Earth is push this button. Bam. This address right here, you can scroll down and click in front of any property, okay? Or maybe even this one. I like this one. This one's owned free and clear with a valuation of $45,000, okay? You can tell by the discoloration of the roof, the overgrown landscape here. This would be something I would call and make that call to. So right from here, I can learn a little bit more about the property. It's a 3-in-1 built in 1917 with a full basement, with a gas heating system. The tax value of the property is $30,000. It is owned free and clear, okay? The owners, Mary Mae Davis. I mean, y'all, do y'all not think this is incredible, the freaking information you can get straight from Deal Driven? And literally, I'm sitting here in my home in Dahlonega, looking at something in Akron, Ohio, driving down the road, driving for dollars right here, right now. Could you only imagine what you could do in your hometown if you knew where all these places were? But let me show y'all something else like super friggin' cool. And I hope it's okay that y'all just let me talk like I normally do. I want to add this to a new list. I'm going to call this Akron Driving for Dollars, okay? So y'all see what I did is I just created a marketing list inside of Akron, Ohio, okay? Now I'm going to, because I like this area, I'm going to keep going. Man, I really like this area. I need some rental houses here.
Julie, I'm telling you, and I want you to continue with this because it's phenomenal. But literally, if I had this technology 22 years ago, I could tell you what took me 5 years, I probably would have done in about 8 months. I mean, for those of you that understand real estate right now, I'm sure are like shocked and flabbergasted of what's taken place. Because literally we've combined all the technologies. We've combined Google Earth. We've combined tax records. We've combined skip tracing. We've combined, direct mails released. We've combined a CRM. We've combined everything all under one roof. And we made it in such a way that every facet that needs to take place in order to find a deal could be done. It's phenomenal. Yeah, Julie, continue. I mean, it's mind blowing. I mean, this is absolutely mind blowing what's possible here.
Well, Peter, for the sake of time, okay, if you guys could just sit here and imagine with me, right, that I've went down all these streets and I found all my properties, okay? And let's imagine I've added 30, 50, 100 properties. Now, guys, let's just hope this works. Oh, man, here it is in my list, right? I'm just kidding. I know it works, guys, because I've already done deals with this program. Let me open this up here. So I'm going to take a look at this property. And I want to find a little bit more information about it. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Julie, how do I get in touch with her? Right? How would you get in touch with her, guys? Maybe send a piece of direct mail, which, by the way, is going to be available on this program real soon. Or maybe I want to call her. Now, if you'll notice, if you are a partner, we provide 1,000 free skip traces a month. And when this button says free, that don't mean it's free to Peter and me and Rafa. That means we pay for these for you because your success is our success. However, for those of you that are in our 21-day challenge, or maybe you're just purchasing Deal Driven on its own, you have the ability to do skip tracing too. So with one click of the button, I'm going to do an instant skip trace. Let's see if we can find her information. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Y'all, please tell me that this is not incredible. Here is 3 phone numbers associated with this person that owns this house. Do you know what to do next? Yeah, you're going to pick up the phone and give her a call. So all of this was done just by sitting at my office on the computer with you guys right here, right now.
Let's do it. Not everybody starts calling this person. I could see this person.
Okay, well, let me get this out of here. Sorry.
Being blown up all of a sudden. It's like Julie said, you're the perfect person. Investment property. They're going to be calling us at Partner Driven. I could see this already.
Yeah, just go ahead and put that in my company name. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that lady out there like that. But, I wanted to show you that this is not something that, we prepared ahead of time to show you. It's that literally I could do business anywhere, right? I can do business in my hometown too. I use this for, if you've noticed in the background, I had tons of lists made. But, really, that's all I have to say tonight about that, Peter. I'm getting way too fired up about doing deals and making these calls right now. And see, that's what I want to get across to you guys. You're a partner of ours. The feeling that I have right now about doing deals is the same feeling that Peter and I have about you doing deals too. Because for those of you that know my story, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. This business changed, and it's going to keep changing my life as I go along. And, I want that for all of you guys, right? So even if being our partner isn't right for you right now, that's why we offer the 21-day challenge and beyond, where we show you exactly what you need to do to get your first property under contract as quickly as possible, hopefully in as little as 21 days for just $1. And by the way, we're going to throw in this. Well, go ahead, Peter. Let them know the bonus and what we're going to do for people that join our 21-day challenge.
Well, and Julie, to a degree, I wish you could have just gone on, because really what you were doing there is you were in front of everyone's eyes was building the business. I could tell you, when I started in this business, I couldn't do this. I couldn't just demo how I do this business, because that would mean somebody would have to sit next to me in the morning as I made calls. Then they would have to sit next to me in the afternoon as I went to tax records and did research. And then they would have to sit next to me as I had to get a hold of, literally back then, private investigators to skip trace information for me. Then they had to sit in front of me as I had to drive to the properties to see what the heck, like you did right there. And literally it would be just a lot of running around, fussing around, and usually that came to a dead end. And this is just absolutely phenomenal, guys. Absolutely phenomenal what Julie just showed you that our technology is able to do. So, guys, let me just kind of tie it all in together. We understand where we are right now in terms of the world, okay? People are going to need to get liquid, as I mentioned already. People are going to start selling properties right now. I don't know how low the market will go. I don't know what the percentages will be. But I know it is already happening that people are dumping things. It has nothing to do with anything in the environment that's going on. And it just so happens we're all united here by one thing. We're all in the real estate business, okay? If we were all in a laundry business, there's nothing uniting us, guys. As long as this thing goes on, nobody's going to want to do laundry. Our businesses are shut down. But it just so happens we're happen to be in a business that the awful events that are taking place across the United States are going to create opportunities in the business we're in, okay? So I think I made that clear already. you know, you're either buy into it or you don't. But that is just the reality situation. We're seeing it happen all over the United States already. The next thing is this. The next reality is we can't just go out there and do the way we used to do just a month ago. We can't just run around and knock on doors and shake hands and go to networking events and access court records and access courthouses and all this. So now we're all faced as investors with a challenge. We know there's opportunities, but how do we take advantage of these opportunities? Well, the last 15, 20 minutes, Julie has shown you how to take advantage of it through an amazing technology that we have available for people in our world right now. You have to understand that in today's world, and guys, even when this thing blows over, I promise you, you rather do it from your house, or you rather do it from your office, or you rather do it from Starbucks than do it the old-fashioned way where you had to do it all, okay? But the reality in today's world, you got to do it from home. Our technology allows you to run every facet. And Julie, as cool as what Julie did in the last 20 minutes, I promise you, she's just hit the tip of the iceberg of what's possible. I mean, there's tasks in here. There's a CRM in here. There's, you know, virtual driving for dollars in here. Everything is in here. She hit a ton of it. But the bottom line is everything you need to do to be successful in today's environment is inside our deal-driven app. No question about it. Everything is in there. And the next thing you got to do is you got to want to do it. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Some of you guys are sitting here tonight, and you're part of the information gathering. I mean, our numbers are through the roof in terms of who's tapping into our webinars when all of this started happening. But I also understand other organizations are through the roof because a lot of people want to get information. I get it. I get it. Some of you guys are here tonight. You're nothing more than just, you're scrambling. You're just like reaching for things. What can I do? And we love that you guys are here, and hopefully this was informative for you guys. But some of you guys are beyond that. Some of you guys are, the shock has worn off, reality has set in, and some of you guys here tonight where you're like, damn it, I got to take advantage of it. I got to do something. I cannot remain off work for the next 4 months. I can't remain off work even for the next 3 or 2 months or even 1 month. Some of you guys are at the point where like, I have to take action, okay? For those of you that are your partners of ours, everything that we showed you guys today, the Deal Maker Live, virtual, raw, that's, you know, the recording, they're there. You know how to access them. If you don't, just email us and we'll show you how to access them. The deal-driven app, the access to Julie's training, the access to me. If you're already our partners, everything showed you today, you already have full access to, no questions asked. All we tell you is take it up a notch. Take it up a notch, reset, recharge, recommit. Let's go. Some of you guys are not. Some of you guys are just here because you've seen us, heard about us, maybe been following us, and you need to know what is the best entryway into our world. There's really 2 entryways into our world, okay? Some of you guys, you're ready. I mean, you are ready to do deals. Okay, I mean, you said, you're like, I want it all. I want it right now. Whatever the hell I got to do, I'm ready to take advantage of everything these guys have. I want a partner. I want their leads. I want their technology. I want their knowledge. I want their money. I want their construction. I want to do deals. I got to make money, like my back against the wall. I got to do it. I've already made my mind. Real estate's the pathway. So for those of you that are ready to go, simple. www.partnerdrivenlive.com. You'll learn everything about it. Some of you guys are even a little bit above that. Like, I don't need to go to a website, Pete. How do I start tonight? Remember, if you're ready to start tonight, it's not a freebie. It's not a get-rich scheme. You got to invest time and effort. You have to invest into yourself. And I'm going to do this, which I almost never do. But if you're ready to pull the trigger today, tonight, call me directly. I'll tell you what you got to do. It's 404-915-9685. So either call me directly if you're willing to invest into yourself and you're ready to go and you're ready to do deals and you're ready to get access to everything plus a ton more that we showed you tonight. Okay. But we also understand some of you guys kind of have to, like, you know, you got to kind of like tiptoe into the water. We get it. We appreciate it. We're so glad you guys are part of this tonight. Okay. So for those of you that just kind of have to go through the process at a little slower level, right? You know, you got to kind of ease into it. We got a great pathway to do that. And those of you, you just have to go tonight, and I'm sure it's somewhere on your screen, www.21daydealchallenge.com. And that is where Julie and I walk you through step by step of what it means to at least do the first most important part of the business, get at least a deal under contract in the next 21 days. Okay. And guys, we do it for a buck, right? I mean, it's just like, we feel like there's so much value there. It's not a buck. I promise you, we don't profit from your buck. It costs a lot more money for us to get you there than the buck that we charge you to show up. But
and what's crazy, Peter, is with if they sign up for the deal challenge, the 21-day deal challenge and beyond, which by the way is $1 and then $99 a month and a 30-day free trial of what I just showed you guys tonight, which is deal driven. If you only had that, it'd be worth $1. Wouldn't you say, Peter?
No.
We're freaking throwing in the Deal Maker live recordings.
It'd be worth way more than $1. But I guess again, it's just for people that want to kind of test the waters. So if you're ready to test the waters, go to www.21daydealchallenge.com. For $1. You have access to what it means to get your first deal under contract in 21 days. You also have the ability to test drive the deal-driven app that Julie showed you, just a little piece of it. That's all included in there. You'll also have access to the Deal Maker Raw that we did a week and a half ago here virtually, about 4.5 to training that Julie and I did about what it means to talk to sellers, and all of that is included for $1. Boom, test drive it all. If you love it, then you just you pay $99 a month. If you don't love it, no harm, no foul. Just cancel and you're done. But I will tell you this, guys, we're in unprecedented times, and in unprecedented times, you have to do something, okay? Because really, what happens is this: unprecedented times like this, they clear the playing field, okay? They really do. Most people at times like this get out. Very few people get in. During times like this is when people lay low and very few people stick their head again above water. But I could also tell you it's during times like this that almost every single great company has started from. It's times like this where have been the beginnings to incredible things. Because here's the reality: if you could make it in times like this, when this ends, and this will end, it's only going to get easier. It's only going to get easier. Okay? It's going to be easier to talk to sellers. It's going to be easier to use our technology. It's going to be easier. So this is the time to do something. And we assume, we just kind of make it this across the board assumption. If you're here with us tonight, you're ready to do something. You're ready to do it in the real estate business, and you're looking for the right opportunity. And Julie and I, along with everybody else here at Partner Driven, feel very confidently that we are the right opportunity. That's why I have no problem giving out my personal cell phone. That's why we have no problem personally showing up here live in a live environment every single week. Mm-hmm. We love our partners. We love what we do. We feel 100% confident that this is the ultimate way to build the business. We've given you, well, I guess there's a third opportunity. The third opportunity is that you do nothing. And we already know what doing nothing does. And I could tell you doing nothing in a bad environment is like 20-folded, okay? You're not just maintaining a bad environment. Doing nothing in a bad environment sends you backwards. So we hope there's no one here like that. So if you're already a partner, everything you saw today, it's included. Reset, recharge, recommit, let's go. Let's start taking even more advantage of what we showed you tonight. If you're not and you're ready to get going, we told you what to do there. You want to kind of tread the waters, we understand. We told you what to do there. But beyond anything else, guys, stay strong. This will pass. This is nothing more but an event that has taken place. But we're all going to come out better and stronger for it. We're here. We're committed. We are here at Partner Driven. We're doubling down. Believe it or not, we're actually hiring people during this time, where the whole United States is talking about layoffs, getting rid of people, shutting it down, closing it down. Some gurus in this world, in this industry, are laying out half of their staff, shutting everything down. Not here at Partner Driven. We're actually bringing more good quality people on board because we're here to commit, to support, to help, to actually prosper, and to do more deals. Yeah. So that's all I got. Julie, anything else you want to say?
Well, I do want to say this, on that last thing, because I'm not going to name any names of some like big people that are, laying off half of their staff, but that's not in me. I mean, if I go down, I'm going to go down, you know, trying real hard. Even to the point to where, you know, for those of you that know me, know a little bit that I'm building a cabin. I'm building a cabin on top of a mountain here about an hour away from me. You know, I've had many people that ask me, Julie, are you going to stop doing that? Are you going to stop building that cabin? Do you know what my answer is? Heck no, I'm not. My dreams are not going to stop, and there's people that rely on me to get that done, right? The other thing that I want to tell you guys tonight that I didn't even think of, on top of getting the information and the recordings for the Deal Maker Raw, do you know what tomorrow is, Peter?
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, everybody that is in our 21-day challenge and beyond, and of course our partners, because they're always going to get everything, right, that we have to offer. Tomorrow, if you sign up tonight, you'll actually be able to be on our one-on-one group coaching call. So on top of all of these other things, every week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, me or Peter will train you, do a 1-hour group coaching call where nobody else is going to be on there unless you're a partner or if you're in the 21-day challenge. Do want to get this corrected, guys. Only partners get funding from us, okay? 21-day deal challenge is about learning. It's about growing. It's about getting you to the next level. Only partners get our funding. But again, we do show you fix and flips, wholesale deals. You can schedule calls with me directly if you want to know more about buying holds or maybe, you know, other strategies out there. But last thing I want to say, guys, is this, right? I encourage you, no matter if you're going to learn from us or you're going to be a part of our wonderful community or not, right? Which, of course, you know I want you to. But if you're not going to be a part of our community, choose a community. Have this time to learn and grow, right? And don't let opportunities pass you by. If this is truly a dream of yours, do whatever you can do to make yourself successful. But I would sure like to be on the journey with you. So to do that, you know, just go ahead and look at the box where they type in all the cool stuff and tell you got to get to everywhere. But hopefully I'll see a ton of y'all tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the actual live group training call. By the way, if you're a partner, we do a daily training call every day on different subjects because we know being involved in our community is number one, and your success is our number one goal. Because heck, look at it selfishly. If you're successful, then aren't we successful? Yeah. So why would I want to teach you bad things and not want you to be successful, right? We want you to because that's our success. When those 6 deals I was talking about earlier on this call, when those 6 deals close, that are closed I think next week or the week after, we'll be splitting profits with those partners. Peter and I want to do more of that, right? Is it going to be you? Or is it going to be the next guy that took the time to put time and energy into themselves? If it's you, go ahead and click the button below, and I can't wait to see you on the other side.
All right, Julie, we set a record. This is the longest we've ever gone.
Yeah.
We've gone for an hour. I think we've said it all. We've showed it all. At this point, it's pretty clear cut. Anyway, guys, we loved it. We enjoyed it. This fires both Julie and I up, and I know the people behind us. So we loved it. We enjoyed it. We're glad you guys are here. We had a record turnout here, I'm being told, behind the scenes. That's awesome. We absolutely love it. We appreciate you guys giving us time and opportunity to share with you. All right, guys. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week.
Good night. Support your local businesses.
All right, guys.